in that contest, and now they come back today, hungry for more.
Absolutely, setting a statement win yesterday with their 6-0 win. So far, Rowan has yet to concede a goal in their entire. First, they went to travel up to Springfield, Massachusetts, played Western New England, won 2-0. We know they won yesterday, 6-0. So very impressive, both on offense and defense, from the Profs women's team.
And looking at the Profs starting lineups today, Bristol Pizzuto will be in goal, and then for the Profs on the field, Nina Carlson, Beth Sansone, Jess Logan, Ariana Durling, Kelsey Stengel, Kenzie Tranberg, Kaylin Priest, Natalie Pantalone, Emma Demise, and Simone Passetti for your Profs. On the other side, for Adrian, Taylor Fisher will be in goal, McKenna Mahoney, Cassidy Miller, Caitlin Drake, Sydney Anderson, Kelsey Zoli, Eve Davis, Leia Courtney, Morgan Wands, Zoe Blanchard, and McKenna Mascaro will round out the lineup. And Justin, we were talking a little bit in the pregame show before we went on air about the possible dynamics of the starting lineups, right? You talked a little bit about the box setup and the diamond versus the Profs doing a more standard go of it out there on the field.
Yeah, with the Profs, you see a standard 4-4-2 formation. It provides both equal density in the width and in the midfield. So you're able to compact in if you need to. If Adrian were to play more of a 4-2-3-1, where the attacker or the striker plays more forward, and you're able to contain them as well if they go for the 4-3-3 false 9, where the striker usually plays more inward. So with the 4-4-2, it's a bog standard position. It's a bog standard formation, but it provides the most coverage for most any scenario.
And now, as the Profs take the field here against Adrian, Profs will have the ball first, wearing their yellow gold jersey, as they are at home. Adrian will be in white across the way from them. Clock is set. Waiting for the whistle here.
We're back.
And we just got word too. We had a bit of a hiccup in the pregame as the PA system had a bit of a hiccup. So now that delay is handled, game should be getting going anyway. Now whistle is blown, and we are underway. The Profs moving the ball now to the far side, driving up the right side here, cross into the middle. Circling around now to the back. Profs moving it now to the near side, looking to drive up the left-hand side. Left space up here. Pass goes up here to Pantalone. She'll cross it over, looking for Carlson, who was not ready for the ball, but now she has control of it, driving into the box. She crosses it over one time in front, handled by Adrian well, and they'll send that one back out of the box. Now moving into the far corner. Big cross here into the front of the net. Had an opportunity missed. Adrian trying to get it out here. Ball still in the box. Now pushed out by Adrian defense. That's Caitlin Drake on the defense there. Adrian moving the ball back up now into center field. In control of is Mahoney. She'll move this one up, back over to Drake, and now the Profs will answer back. That right there, Kelsey Stengel intercepting that pass. Now trying to get control, and the whistle's going to be blown.
You love to see that Rowan aren't willing to just go right at it right away. They're able to accept the pressure from Adrian. You see a lot of the players just immediately as soon as Rowan gets the ball from the kickoff. And they're just able to sit back, let the pressure come down, and exploit that with a through ball that almost resulted into a solid chance for the Profs.
And now after the throw-in, the Profs able to gain control. Now have the ball towards center field, being driven up here on the far side. This one's going to go wide as it passed into the deep corner, gets away from the Profs. Now Adrian will retake control as this one's going to roll out here at the end line.
And as I was saying, in the beginning, you don't want to go all out, like full speed right away, because then that kind of press is not going to last you the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, you don't want to show your hand too early. You want to kind of get a gauge of what each team's going to do. See, measure your opponent a little bit here. First 2 minutes off the board. Yeah, you just want to measure your opponents a little bit.
Yeah, and you see that since with both teams, of course, Adrian did start with a high press first start off, but they've kind of leveled back a little bit.
And now the Profs moving the ball here into the 60-yard box. This one's going to be cleared out. Adrian trying to regain control on the far side. The Profs will intercept this one just outside the box. Now cross into the middle. Intercepted as no one was home. Profs trying to regain control here. Put it back into the near side. Taking it over here is Stengel. She'll pass it back to Sansone. Profs trying to go backwards here before they go forward. This one will go to Demise. She's being pressured here by Kelsey Zoli for Adrian. Now a big cross across midfield. This one going all the way to Pantalone. She's going to send this one into the box, but Adrian will be able to have control of that one as Fisher comes out to get the ball. And now what sent back down the other way is now Adrian will get a chance to answer back.
You know, one of the things I'd really love to see, especially as someone who has played soccer for many years, is you like to see a defender, a center back, who can be able to play the ball. You know, they're not one of those defenders that are really early just to kick it straight out. They're able to play it, find a good pass, and make it work.
Now the Profs playing here in their defensive zone for the first time in the last couple of minutes. Now move this one over to the far side in control of is Tranberg. She'll kick this one up across midfield, deep into Adrian's territory, but Adrian's going to be able to corral that one as Leia Courtney grabs it. Now trying to pass it up to midfield here. Zoli can't get it back across the line. Now they will, and this one will go out on the far side at the tap line. Profs will have the throw. Right at about midfield. Throw in here. Getting away from that looked like Stengel. On the far side, now they have it into the box. Looking for the cross here at the tap line. Shot on goal, blocked away by Adrian. A great job there from the defense. I couldn't see who it was, but they protect the goalie well and keep that one out of the net. Now this one goes out the tap line. And that's something that we saw a lot from the Profs yesterday. A lot of shots on goal. They took 20 shots on goal en route to their 6 goals yesterday, and the pressure continues for them.
And, you know, you love to see it because, you know, when you get 20 shots on goal and are able to finish 6 of them, especially as a meager shot goes to the Adrian goalkeeper, you love to see a team that can put on the pressure, take advantage of those loose balls, manage to work it in without being too sloppy with their passes. The Profs, especially here in the early minutes, have been very clinical in choosing where they want to pass the ball. No pass has gone out of place.
And now this one after a long kick from Taylor Fisher, the goalie, to clear that one out to midfield. The Profs regain control here on the near side. Pantalone sending it into the middle here. Tranberg trying to cross it in front, trying to find her way through about 5 members of the Adrian defense. This one will make its way to the net. It will be handled cleanly by Fisher, who will once again have a kick here. Sending her team downfield. Now a big kick into the center circle, and the Profs will intercept this one. Handling it here is Jess Logan. Taking it out to the far side. A couple of quick passes here from the Profs now as they move it into the far corner. Looking for the cross here in front. Great defense here from Adrian as they are all over the Profs' attack inside the box. And now not a lot doing here as Adrian will regain control, send this one out. McKenna Mahoney, that's the team captain here on the far side, trying to get this ball back across midcourt. A bit of a push and a shove. Ball still in play right here on the tap line now. Will find its way out of play. Yes, will find its way out of play. Wasn't sure it bounced off the scorekeeper box over there and came back in. The girls wanted to keep playing it.
Yeah, and this is one of the advantages of the 4-4-2 formation. You know, you're able to have your right back sit back, cover any long ball attempts that manage to make it past your triangle trio of the second striker, the right mid, and the right center mid, as they're able to box them out, and they're able to cover any short passes that may happen, but you also still have the right back sat back to cover anything that goes long.
3 shots on goal here for Rowan as we enter the 7th minute of play. Rowan continuing their attack here on the near side. That one's going to be called out of bounds. Stengel was unable to keep it in play. So Adrian will take back control of the ball deep in their own territory. Looking for the throw in here. This one goes into center court. Intercepted again by Pantalone, center field. Intercepted by Pantalone there. The Profs now in control. Here's Derling. Sends it over here to Passetti. Passetti here at midfield. Going to send a long pass now to the near side, over to Stengel. Stengel with control. Sends this one into the box. Great defense here to keep that one out. That was Leia Courtney with the stop there. Now Adrian sending it back the other way, but the Profs able to answer back. Derling intercepting this one just past the center field line. Now the Profs in control, taking this one to the far side. Now moving back into the center circle here. Running it in a long way. It looks like that was Tranberg, and now a foul will be called here between the box and center circle.
You know, something interesting that I've noticed here in the opening first few minutes of the game is we noticed the difference between the positioning between Adrian's goalkeeper Fisher and the Profs goalkeeper Pizzuto. Pizzuto likes to stand towards the 16-yard box. You know, she likes to be involved. If they need to pass back to the goalkeeper, that's a possibility. Whereas Fisher likes to stay more close to her line. And it'll be interesting to see which goalkeeping philosophy comes out on top.
The Bulldogs here playing great defense against the Profs. The Profs continuing their offensive aggression, now trying to work their way into the box. This one should find its way to the baseline here on the near side corner. Bulldogs waiting. This one's going to roll out. And I believe this should be a goalie kick here, Justin.
Yeah, it is a goal kick for Adrian.
So the Bulldogs will take control of the ball as Fisher went out for the 4th time. Take another kick here. Fisher sending this one just shy of midfield. It's going to be intercepted again by Pantaloon, who's been all over the ball thus far to start things off. Now Darling will take it backwards. She'll kick it over to Pizzuto, who has not had much to do thus far in the game. Pizzuto sending this one to the far side. Taking it up here is Bassetti. Bassetti with a great move, sends this one up into midfield. Now it's Carlson across the center line, driving this one in. Prof still in control of the ball, now comes back to the near side here. Pantaloon again, just in front of the box. She's going to send this one into the net. A great save by Fisher to keep that one off goal. And Justin, I've never been a goalie, but when that ball's coming right in your face, it's got to be hard to stand tough.
Oh, it is. You know, all you have between you and this piece of polyurethane coming at your face 50 miles an hour is your hands. So it is definitely one of the most horrifying things that can happen. But, you know, Fisher, not fazed by it at all, making a lovely save.
And the Profs working here on the near side. Pantaloon's going to send this one into Stengel. Stengel will get it over to Carlson, now just in front of the net at the 60-foot box. This one will make its way out of play here on the near side at the tap line. The Bulldogs will have control, but still very deep inside their own territory. Been unable to really get much going here and force Bristol Pizzuto into much work to start this game off. The Profs' onslaught continues here in the offensive zone. And even right there, Justin, just a simple pass. The Profs are all over it. They kick it right back out, and they just aren't letting the Bulldogs seem to have any momentum going back down the field.
Yeah, no, they are absolutely just all over Adrian. No matter what they do, there is a Prof there to stop them.
And now after a throw and a good header here, sends this one over to Kelsey Zoli, who will take it across the midfield line. The Profs will intercept it, though, and now move back to the far side. Driving up here across midfield. This one's going to go over to Tranberg in the far corner. The Profs setting up here of a bunch of golden jerseys in the box, but none of them will be able to follow up the one-timer. So this one's going to roll out of play beyond the end line.
And, you know, that was a lovely through ball, being able to find the attacker in so much space where she can just dribble up, not have to worry about making an emergency pass. Took her time, couldn't quite connect to it on that cross in to the box where we find a Adrian goal kick.
So Fisher will once again have a goal kick here. She's going to send this one on the near side, and the Profs all over this one, trying to get back into that offensive aggression that we've seen so far. The Profs now on the near side, taking up here's Pantalone. This one's going to be intercepted by Anderson.
It was a beautiful nutmeg by Pantalone, I must say.
But now Carson's going to come in and steal this one away, driving in from the left side here, looking for the box. She won't be able to get in too far, as the Bulldogs once again will hold the line, as that was Leia Courtney shutting that one down. The Profs still have it here. Pantalone will pass it into the center. Over to Tranberg. Tranberg now back to Pantalone on the near side. All over her here is Caitlin Drake for the Bulldogs. And the Profs will send this one very long back across the field to Darling, about midfield. Darling driving up the far side. Doesn't have a whole lot of room here. All over her is Morgan Wands. Now a good pass into the corner here is the Profs looking for something at the end.
And we are looking at a corner kick. I'm surprised. She managed to just play that enough where even if she was going to be beat from that through ball, she was able to have it come off the Adrian defender and come out for a corner kick for Rowan.
Yeah, the Profs right there work their way into the corner. They're looking for the centering pass, see if they can get something here in front of the goal. And Adrian, I mean, again, like you said, Justin, a great job of defending it, but unable to keep control of it. Corner kick here for the Profs on the far side. about 12.5 minutes gone by thus far as the corner kick sent in. This one will make its way out of the box. The Profs will maintain possession.
Little back heel.
Little fancy pass there. Now Darling sends it into the front here. Big kick from Beth Sansone. This one is sent away by the Bulldogs back out to midfield. Corralling it here is DeMazie. She'll send this one over to the far side. This is Caitlin Priest, excuse me. She'll cross this one now over to Stengel. Stengel trying to push it up over to Pantalone. Carlson's calling for the through ball. She won't get it. Now this one's sent into the corner. Stengel trying to run it down. She'll be met by Caitlin Drake here on the near side. Stengel back to Pantalone here. Looking for the centering pass. A great juke from Pantalone. She works her way forward. Now pass into the box is going to be sent away by the Bulldogs defense. But the Profs will maintain possession. Still here on the near side. Now sending it back to midfield. In possession, DeMazie. She'll cross this one over here to Darling. Darling up to Tranberg. Tranberg working her way now on the far side are the Profs. As the Bulldogs defense continuing to be relentless, matching aggression with aggression here for the Profs offense. This one's going to be passed in here to Passetti. Still on the far side. Now off a Bulldogs defender. Excuse me, no, off a Prof on the way in. And the Bulldogs, another goalie kick here as that one will make its way out on the end line. A lot of very aggressive offense so far from the Profs, and the Bulldogs, they're waiting for the Profs to come to them. They're trying to go meet them where the ball is and send whatever they can back out to midfield and just kind of keep forcing the Profs to reset.
See, when you're dealing with a 4-4-2, the way the Profs are playing, it's just constant aggression, constant in your face, that Adrian can't get anything going. You got to start playing that defensive game. You got to start playing on the counterattack. You got to look for those, those mistakes that happen that come and just take advantage of them.
And now, after the Bulldogs almost were able to run one here into the Profs' defensive zone, the Profs intercepted at midfield. Now the ball on the far side here, a great overhead kick to keep that one in play. That one coming from Darling. And now the ball will make its way out on the baseline, out of bounds on the Bulldogs. The Profs will get a throw in here on the far side of the field, just past midfield into the Bulldogs, the Bulldogs' defensive zone.
Bit of an aggressive challenge from Mascaro. I'm surprised the referee didn't call that for a free kick. Just throw herself directly into the Profs midfielder.
As we said, a lot of aggression. I mean, they're not afraid to go at each other here. They're attacking the ball on both sides. It's just the Profs have been the ones attacking the net more so than the Bulldogs. And the Profs keeping this up. Two players here trying to trap the ball into the far side corner by the Bulldogs net. The Bulldogs trying to answer back, send this one out. That's Mahoney, the captain. She won't be able to clear this as the Profs will take back control of the ball. Now as the ball gets recentered here at midfield, it's Tranberg trying to get it into the box. The Bulldogs will send it away. Now after a few kicks off of shins, the ball gets thrown around. The Bulldogs trying to move their way into the offensive zone, but now a whistle will be blown. I believe that's going to be a foul here on the Rowan Profs. And the Bulldogs have control in the offensive zone now.
Yeah, in the last 5 or so minutes, Adrian has slowly but surely started to put more pressure on the Profs, and we've been seeing it come off for them. Profs are making these little itsy-bitsy mistakes, and you got to think each and every single mistake is going to add up into hopefully not for us, one chance for Adrian. There haven't been too much in the Rowan defensive third so far.
And now after a header here, 17th minute of play, still no score between the Bulldogs and the Profs. The Profs able to intercept the free kick and now move the ball back into Adrian's defensive zone. This one's going to go out of bounds on the far side, over by the tap line. The Bulldogs will have possession. Looking for a throw in here. Profs have been all over these tap line throw-ins, and they'll be all over this one too, trying to regain control in the center of the field. Now taking over is Tranberg as she'll steal that pass away. Sends it over to the far side, and the Profs now will move backwards before they start to go forwards again. Here's Priest. Priest sending this one a long way across the field over to Stengel. Now the ball on the near side, going to be passed into the center over by the center circle, and now a foul is going to be called. Looked like a big trip there on Zoe Blanchard, and the Profs get the ball back. Here, 27:50 left in the first half.
I'm going to be honest, that was more of a push from Zoe Blanchard.
Okay. Yeah. Try to get the benefit of the doubt, right? Don't want to be overly biased.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. And Blanchard very clearly pushed Jess Logan there for the foul.
So now Stengel off the free kick sends this one into the Bulldogs' defensive side. And the Bulldogs will clear this one out now into the Profs' near side corner. Running it down here is DeMazy. This ball will make its way out just before the corner. And the Profs will have control of the ball, so it will be a throw-in here, very deep for Rowan.
It'd be interesting to see how their defensive setup is for a defensive side throw-in.
Stengel gets this one in. Pantalone will give it back to her. Now the ball floated down the near side. Cassetti trying to get control. She's being covered well by Anderson. And the Bulldogs will take back over. Now moving into the offensive zone. A great cross here from Caitlin Drake. Now she sends the ball into midfield. Blanchard sends it over to the far side. It's going to be Cassidy Miller. Miller driving in. Excuse me, not Miller. That was Eve Davis. And Eve Davis will give the ball away here as the Profs looking to get control back at midfield. This one, I believe, was off a Prof. Over at the tap line, directly at the midfield line. And we will have a substitution here as Pantalone will be coming off the field. She'll be replaced with substitution Cassidy McErlin.
And you have to wonder if all that intensity that the Profs showed in the early opening minutes is starting to affect them now. As we see our first substitution, you got to wonder, are they getting a little tired?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the Profs running up and down this field, just trying to keep the ball in that offensive half here. This ball will go out of play again. 26 minutes left in the first half. The Profs have just been running the pace of this game right now. And if you're Adrian on the other side, sure, run yourself out in the first half and then let us take advantage of it. I mean, that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, like I said, if you know you're playing a team that can pretty much outplay you in the midfield and in the attack, you just got to let them come to you and have them make their mistakes and capitalize it, wear themselves out and take advantage of it.
Now after a throw in here, the Bulldogs with control in midfield, a big collision as the Bulldogs look to drive up the far side. Ball will go out of bounds here on the tap line.
It was weird. Davis looks like she tripped on the turf.
Yeah, not sure what happened there as the two girls collided. But the Profs will have control now on the throw-in. Ball being crossed now to the near side, just in front of the Profs' own goalie box. Being sent into midfield here. Stengel is trying to get control of it. Almost gave that pass away to the Bulldogs in her defensive zone, but the Profs will maintain control. Stengel gets this one back. Now gives it over to Carlson. Great job here from Caitlin Drake to shut down the Profs' attack as she saved Carlson from a big run. Profs will have a throw-in here on the near side tap line. Now Adrian's going to intercept it. Pass in here. Ball moving very quickly. 4 passes in just 2 seconds. And now the ball being sent back as the Profs will take control. Big interception there from Tranberg as she moves this one across midfield. Driving down, looking for a run. There's the pass in. Now to McErlin. But she'll give this one away as the Bulldogs will get control of the ball once again. They're in defensive zone. Now it's going to be Zoli. Trying to go up the far side here. Go the Bulldogs. Great set of passes here. Zoli's going to send a good through ball in. Trying to run it down is Mahoney on the tap line. She will get to it, keep it in play. The Bulldogs on what is their first real attack. And it looked like a big trip. And now no penalty will be called. Play will continue as the Profs take back control.
You know, that's a beautiful tackle. All ball, no foot, beautiful tackle.
Great job from the Profs there to get the control of the ball back. So now the ball will be centered here at midfield. Tranberg in control. Trying to send it in. Good defense will keep this one away. And now the Bulldogs have possession of it. Driving up here now across the midfield line go the Bulldogs. Here's the through ball, and this one should be intercepted here by Bristol Pizzuto. She'll come out and grab that one just inside the goalie box. Throwing this one now to the near side. Stengel coming up more towards midfield now. Sends this one into the circle. Adrian trying to get back control of this one. Now there's a big tackle, and that one is going to be a foul. That's going to be on the newly entered Cassidy McErlin. And she went for the same type of tackle we saw earlier, and instead of all ball, that was all leg.
That was, I couldn't said it better myself. Just a little bit too eager to go in for that kind of challenge. You know, we saw the Profs get away with it the first time because it was a beautiful tackle, but, you know, you can't make a habit of those because those type of tackles are 50-50 challenges, and you don't know if the ref is going to call it on your side or theirs.
So a free kick from the center circle. The Bulldogs will send this one into the goalie box. Big header on the way down from Caitlin Drake, and now trying to find the net here. Ball skied into the air, caught by Bristol Pizzuto. And the Profs will, for now, end the attack. Pizzuto will throw this one to the near side. Here comes Stengel, pushing her way up. She's going to send this one into Carlson. Carlson keeping the ball near side, moving to her left. Gets around one tackle, now trying to drive the ball forward. She has McAllen in front of her. She's going to dump it off here, near side corner. And we're going to have an offsides call here just before the 60-foot box, Justin.
Again, one of those calls where it's just on the limit of whether the referee is going to allow you to play on, or the linesman will call you for the offside. Unfortunate for the Profs, they are on the opposite side of that 50-50.
So now Laura Courtney will be in control here for the free kick, just outside her goalie box on the near side. Lines up. She's going to send this one deep here, just across the midfield line, and the Bulldogs are going to have a good run here. That's going to be cut off by DeMazy, and this one will find its way out on the tap line as DeMazy sends the threat away. Sydney Anderson will be in for the throw here, as the Bulldogs once again looking for a bit of an attack with the Profs. A few headers as the ball continues to get knocked around, trying to end the threat, and down goes Beth Sansone. A good job there again, just trying to keep the ball out, and actually she was able to get that one off a Bulldog, and the Profs are going to have a free kick here in their own zone.
You know, all heart, just throwing herself at whatever, hoping it comes out for the best, and as we see here, it did.
So the Profs get control back, 21:30 now left in the first half. Free kick here, as this one's going to be sent back across midfield. Big header in response from the Bulldogs. But another header here from Jess Logan, and she's going to send this one back across midfield. She now has control, and she'll pass this one over to the far side. Tranberg trying to move this one up, now coming back to the near side, moving to her left. She'll dump this one off, and the Profs now send this one all the way to the tap line. Stengel trying to send it into Carlson. Carlson surrounded by two, can't seem to get by. Now Stengel will get control of the ball as Carlson goes down. She is back up. Stengel trying to keep this one. It's going to be out of play here on the end line.
And you know, really
It's going to be a corner kick, Justin.
Before, we mentioned, we heard the PA announcer say the Profs have two more substitutions waiting at the touchline. It'll be interesting to see who comes out from this current Profs 11.
Corner kick here for the Profs, as we're going to have a few substitutions, as previously mentioned. Samantha Gershik will be in the game.
Samantha Gershik, replacing number 14, Kennedy Trent.
Not sure who the other substitution was. We'll get that for you in a moment as the corner kick is sent in. The Profs, a big header, the ball floating in the air just in front of the goal. Lining up for one was Jess Logan. She's unable to send that shot onto the net. The Bulldogs trying to get this one back out, now moving up the far side. Profs will intercept it here, just about midfield before sending it back in. Carlson dumping it off here to McErlin. This one will make its way out here on the tap line. The Bulldogs will take control again. Under 20 minutes now here in the first half. The Bulldogs with the throw in here, working their way on the tap line. They will keep control of the ball as one player does go down, and now this ball being sent towards midfield. The Profs with an interception. The Bulldogs trying to take this one back, keep the ball out of the box. The Profs will shoot this one into the box. This one's going to be nowhere near the net and rolling into the near side corner.
Yeah, you know, we did find an update on this substitution. That'll be Samantha Gershik for Kaylin Priest.
Okay. So the Profs, as mentioned, have already made 3 substitutions here. Still 19 minutes in the first half. And the offensive onslaught continues here as the Profs continuing to dominate control of the ball in the Bulldogs' defensive zone. They move this one back towards midfield, now over to the near side line. Here's Stengel. She's going to try and send this one into the box. Logan got a foot on it, but unable to keep control of it. Now the ball's going to be sent over to the near side tap line. The Profs looking to get control back. I believe that's going to be a trip there on Mahoney on the Bulldogs, and she's going to get a yellow card here for that one. So the Profs keep the control of the ball. They maintain being in the offensive zone, and they get a penalty, a big penalty on the opposing team's captain here. I mean, that's not great.
You know, it seemed like early on the referee was, you know, a little lenient, let the play out, but as we've kind of evolved into this first half, he's been very quick to call fouls and hand out yellow cards.
Now this ball will make its way into the goalie box. Fisher able to come out and grab that one. Another goalie kick here. She's had her hands full in this one thus far. Kick gets sent out to midfield. Jess Logan gets a foot on it, but unable to take control of it. This one will make its way out on the tap line. The Bulldogs will have a throw in here on the near side, just about midfield. Throwing it in will be Anderson.
Checking in for Adrian College, number 19, Alexandria Dreyfus.
And now Alexandria Dreyfus will enter the game for the Bulldogs. She'll enter for Eve Davis. And as play resumes here, 17:50 left on the clock. The ball is thrown in. The Profs unable to intercept it thus far. Mahoney working her way up the near side, trying to find control. No, loses this one out of bounds on the tap line. The Profs will get control of the ball here. Rain is coming down here in Glassboro. Of course, soccer being the outside sport that it is, will carry on. No worries from the rain.
But it will be interesting to see how the ball reacts to the AstroTurf here, because you place a pass one way and it hits a wet spot on the turf, and it can just redirect wherever. You have no idea where it's going to go. So the weather, the rain more specifically, will be an interesting factor in where these two teams choose to place their passes.
And now the Bulldogs working their way deep here into Rowan's defensive zone. Profs will get control of the ball back just outside of the 60-foot box. Now this one's sent into midfield. Jess Logan will now cross it over to the far side. Big interception there by Adrian, but they will not be able to hang on to control of the ball. So Profs will have control of the ball. Gabby Geens, will enter the game for the Profs for Simone Passetti. As the Profs have a throw in here on the far side. Throw goes right up the line. The Profs looking to work their way back into the offensive zone. Still on the far side, and now that one's going to be picked up out of bounds. Now another quick throw in here from the Profs.
Not wasting any time, hoping to catch them off guard.
So working their way in. Adrian back in control, sending this one into midfield. Now up big here is Caitlin Drake. She's going to take this one backwards, cross it over to the far side. The Bulldogs working nicely here with very quick passes, trying to run their attack. Profs trying to send this one out of bounds on the tap line. Not sure who has possession of the ball. It will be the Profs.
Yeah, it did go off of an Adrian attacker.
15:45 left here in the first half. As the Profs throw this one in, the Bulldogs will take control back on the far side, out of bounds once again. Ball remains in Bulldogs' possession. So no score, a lot of shots. Not all of them have made their way to the goal. Most of the shots today coming for the Profs. Bulldogs have not made Bristol Pizzuto have too hard of a time on her goalie duties today. Ball on the far side, Profs trying to get control of it. Now sending this one up to the midfield line, crossing it into the center. Quick pass up here. It's going to make its way over to McAllen once again as they send this one further down. Now here's a big cross into midfield, intercepted by Drake. She'll send this one out, and the Bulldogs will end the threat once again. They've been playing phenomenal defense thus far, Justin.
One thing I have noticed in the last 5 or so minutes is that Adrian is playing this interesting formation where when they're on the attack in the Profs' third, you'll notice only 2 defenders sit back, which I wonder if the Profs could find a way to exploit with a well-timed through ball over the top to one of the wingers, or they can find a way, because having 2 defenders back when you know how relentless the Profs have been attacking, that is a very, very bold strategy, and I'm not sure that's going to end up playing out the best for Adrian.
Ball here being sent to the near side from midfield. Stengel just going to dump this one off over to Bergen. Ball will be intercepted, and now a foul will be called. That one on the Bulldogs, and the Profs get the ball back here at the center circle.
Believe the ball bounced off of Mascaro's hand there, Again, you get a waterlogged field. The ball tends to have a mind of its own. Sometimes it pops up when you're not expecting it to. So the Profs just come out lucky on that one.
Now with the free kick here from just past center field, this one being sent deep into the box. On goal here, Fisher able to corral it. No, she drops it, and now she'll fall on this one and hang on just in front of the net. Almost dropped one there, and the Profs able to respond Well, on top of that one, Fisher just flops down on it like a fumble in football and keeps that one out of the net.
And, that's another thing I didn't quite mention when it comes to the weather here. Goalkeepers have their gloves, and normally they're real sticky, tactile substance on the gloves. Like, it's the way that they're made. When it starts raining, it can kind of get slippery, and I believe that's what happened with Fisher. I believe her gloves are getting just a little bit too wet, and, you jump up to go to try and save the ball from that beautiful whip in from the side, and you just kind of fumble it. You just kind of get butter hands. Your gloves just kind of can't grip as well as it would in dry conditions.
Hey, no harm, no foul, still no score here. Just under 13 minutes left to play in the first half, and this one on the far side sent out of bounds. Profs. The Bulldogs will have control with a throw-in on their own side. And there was a big hit, big tackle there. I wasn't sure what happened. There's a whole lot of bodies going on in there. Looked like accidental takedown there.
What happened was, Rowan's very eager to go in for there. Courtney wants to try and keep possession of the ball, and it just leads to a 50-50 challenge where anything can happen, really.
And now a free kick by the Bulldogs. This one intercepted by the Profs. And now they're working their way back down the field. Here comes the attack. The Bulldogs trying to intercept it. Courtney again will thwart the attempt. Send this one into the far side corner. Trying to find something here is McCurlin, as she does maintain control on the far side.
McCurlin absolutely big bodying and making sure she retains possession.
Now a chance in front of the net here. Bergen unable to capitalize on it, and this one will be cleared out by the Bulldogs back to midfield. The Profs keeping up the attack, trying to send this one back in. A great job here from Blanchard, trying to get control of the ball, but now Carlson has it, moving into the box. Will this one find the end line? No, crossed in front. Fisher comes out, she'll grab that one. And a whole lot of action, but still no scoring on the board here as the Profs continue to just pressure this defensive zone of the Bulldogs. 11.5 minutes left. Justin, do you think we're going to see a goal in this first half?
Basically this has come down to an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Literally.
No matter what the Profs seem to throw at Adrian, they just seem to have an answer. Whether it's a last-second challenge, whether it's great defensive positioning to stop a through ball or to stop a cross in from the edge, it's an incredible defensive display from Adrian, and it's an incredible offensive display from Rowan, even though they don't have a goal to show for it.
Just under 11 minutes left here, 10:45 left on the first half. So no score here from Glassboro, the Profs, taking on the Adrian Bulldogs. The Profs 2-0 coming into this contest. The Bulldogs 1-1. And now the Profs, as play resumes here, sending this one deep into the box, running over, shot on goal, deflected away by the Bulldogs. Now this ball will be cleared out of the goalie box. Back out towards midfield, now on the near side, Stengel trying to send this one in. That's going to be Bergen. They'll be able to finally get it now to Dean. Dean has a good opportunity here, moving the ball into the center, crossing it now. Shaw, no, sent away. As a great slide tackle there from the Bulldogs will keep the ball off the net for now. The Profs maintain control. Now on the far side corner. The Profs trying to work their way in. This one will find its way out. The Profs will have control as this one crosses the tap line, so it will be a throw-in.
And while we do that, there were a myriad of substitutions for both sides. You have Rylea Mugrabi coming in for Morgan Wands, also for Adrian, Victoria Butkowski coming in for McKenna Mascaro, who is the only person on Adrian to have a shot on goal and a shot regardless. For the Profs, you have Amy Delgrati coming in for Jess Logan, and you also have Jillian Jankowski coming in for Nina Carlson.
And Carlson coming out too. She's been leading a lot of these attacks. Probably why she's winded to the point she might need a break. 9:49 left here in the first half, as the ball will be thrown back in here for the Profs.
Number 31, Amy Delgrati.
Profs still on the far side, trying to get this one into the box. The Bulldogs will send this one away. Now out to Mahoney near midfield. She's going to bring this one across the line. Now send this one deep into the zone here as the Profs trying to corral the attack. But Maisie doing a good job of not letting the Bulldogs move forward. She'll send this one out of bounds over on the far side tap line. 9:20 left here in the first half. Still no score, as the Profs in their defensive zone will send this one out on the end line. And now a corner kick for Adrian, something they haven't had an opportunity yet today.
this is a great chance for them. They have not had a whole lot of control of this game. If they can find a goal off an early, or a late corner, I should say, now, late in the first half, a late corner going into the half, that's going to be a huge momentum swing for them.
And, this will literally be, if it manages to make its way on goal, this will be their second shot on goal the entire half. So hopefully Adrian find a way to make the most of it. They haven't really had that many chances. Profs defense being stout.
Now the ball is crossed in. The Profs will immediately send it away, and this should be another corner opportunity, as this one will make its way over to the Edgewood parking lots. Quite the kick.
Managing to hit directly off the Edgewood apartment sign. Beautiful accuracy, I will admit. Yeah, managed to curl that past the amount of cars that were parked to the direct right of the corner flag.
Now as play resumes here in the far side corner, the Profs trying to move this one out. However, they will be the ones to kick it out of bounds, and as this one makes its way into the tap line, the Bulldogs will have a throw-in.
Adrian really making the most of this opportunity that they've been given. They haven't really had a lot of time in the Profs third, but these last 2 or 3 minutes, they've really been all over the Profs defense. So now we get to see a change of pace, whether the Profs defense can be as stout as their attacking and midfielding has been in this first half.
7:37 here, as the Bulldogs will kick this one out of bounds, so the Profs will have a chance to throw in. A whole lot of action, but still no score, as now the Bulldogs trying to defend against the Profs throw-in. The Profs will get it in. They do maintain control here on the tap line for now. This one out of bounds. The Profs once again have control. Now a quick throw-in here as the Profs trying to go quickly, catch them off guard, but able to answer back are the Bulldogs. And now Adrian will kick this one out of bounds. That was Caitlin Drake shutting down all the play, and that one off of a prof before it went out. So the Bulldogs will have to throw in.
Did wince there for a second as Janikowski ate that ball directly in the face. I know that cannot feel great.
Especially now that it's all wet, it's probably a little harder. I mean,
you get a waterlogged as it rolls across the waterlogged surface. I know that hits almost like a prick.
Now
not fun.
Now Sandstone will send this one over as the Profs begin moving back up offensively. Stengel has it on the near side. She's going to send this one into the middle here. It's going to be Bergen sending it over to Dean, and now the Profs will lose control of this one out of bounds on the tap line. And the Bulldogs will have a throw-in here just about midfield. Anderson once again with the throw-in. Looking like a baseball pitcher the way she's had to throw so much today on this near side. The Profs trying to answer back to the throw-in. A lot of headers here, but not a whole lot of movement as the ball will once again find its way out. Now a deep throw-in here to the zone from the Bulldogs, moving into the near side corner of the Profs defensive zone. The Profs corral the ball. Now working their way back up. Big kick up to midfield here. Is getting control over here is McErlin. McErlin drops it back here to Sansone, and Sansone's kick will not be able to find Dean, the intended target. This one will go out of bounds, and the Bulldogs, again, another small mistake from the Profs that's starting to add up, but we haven't seen them in the offensive zone in maybe 8 to 10 minutes here, Justin?
Yeah, no, it's like I said earlier in the first half, it'll be interesting. I said back then, it would be interesting to see if these little mistakes would add up to something bigger, and it looks like it has.
Yeah, as the Bulldogs have maintained control of the ball, and they've been attacking the Profs here. They haven't gotten too close to the net yet, but they've just kept the Profs from doing what they like to do, and that, of course, is attack the goal and score. 6 goals yesterday in the 6-0 shutout for them. Now the Profs with the throw-in here. Great kick there from McErlin, trying to send this one up. Unable to do much with it, though, are the Profs, as this one will once again be out of bounds. Anderson continuing to run up her pitch count. Now a throw-in on the near side. Adrian in control here, bringing this one across the field is Zoli. A great spin move here. Now she's going to crawl. No, she's going to hang on to it. Looking for an opportunity here to move this one in. Some great footwork here. She's just able to sell out the Profs' attack and keep them off guard. Now the ball moving back here into the midfield. Still Zoli in control. She's going to send this one into the far side corner. Contested by the Profs. Contact, and this one's going to be a foul here against the Profs. Justin, this should be a free kick, and 4 minutes, 20 seconds left here, and a great opportunity again, where the Bulldogs, it's not like before when they didn't have control and a goal might steal it away. Now they have control of this game, and they're attacking.
Yeah, no, they seem very intent on making these last 4 minutes count, completely changing the scenarios we saw in the opening 20 or so minutes where the Profs just completely dominated. Now it seems that Adrian's the one that's dominating.
Now this shot's going to go wide of the net. They put it right on the goal, and Pizzuto unable to touch it, but unable to find the net where the Bulldogs, and Pizzuto will have a goalie kick here. She's going to put the ball on the ground. Quick kick. Send it quickly over here to Priest. The Profs moving up the far side. The Bulldogs still pressuring here. Now this one being moved up towards midfield. The Profs trying to corral it. Now they have it. McElwain still on the far side, trying to move this one over to midfield. She will. Successful cross. Now the ball going to come all the way to the near side here over to Stengel. Stengel continuing to move it up now into the corner here on the near side. Anderson, another great defensive job from her. And she's able to clear this one out. Back out to midfield. Here's Zoli. Zoli moving backwards. Now sends it further back, trying to steal it away here. Was McElwain. She was just a second late. And the offensive opportunity lost for the Profs, but they still maintain control of the ball. Now intercepted here in midfield as Zoli has it once again. She's been all over the field. Now a great through ball here as this one's going to roll all the way into the corner. Can McGraby find it? She will. Looking for the cross, and great defense from Ariana Darling there. Getting her body in front of that one, taking away a cross opportunity in front of the net that the Profs were not set up for defensively otherwise.
And you know, that's one of the things where I don't think anybody on Adrian was expecting that, because we saw McGraby running down on that excellent through ball, but there was nobody there to meet it for the inside cross.
So now it will be a corner kick here for Adrian. Caitlin Drake of the Bulldogs. She's going to send this one. The Bulldogs looking for some space here in front of the net, trying to draw the Profs out. A whole lot of commotion, but not a lot doing. And now Drake sends this one into the box. The Profs will answer back. They send it up. Header here from, that's going to be McGraby again. Now moving her way in is Drake. Good slide tackle. And this is going to be a goal kick, so a great slide tackle there from the Profs. Ends the threat of Caitlin Drake, who was coming with a mission there to get that ball into the net. It's going to be a goalie kick here for the Profs.
And you know, that's what you need from your center back. Beth Sansone making a all-or-nothing, just diving slide tackle in to make sure there was no chance of a whipping from the corner box.
Now Pizzuto will send this one out. Now towards midfield. The Profs have control of the ball. 1:20 left here in the first half. And the gas pedal is being hit. The Profs moving the ball up. Now they send it to the near side. Here's Stengel trying to get back to Sandstone, but it's intercepted by Zoli. All over the field today is Zoli. She's taking this one back into midfield. Now crosses it to the far side. The Bulldogs moving in. 1 minute left on the clock. This one going to go to Drake, who will kick it out here at the end line. Final minute here of the first half. Still no score in this contest between the Adrian Bulldogs and your Rowan Profs. Now just under 50 seconds as Pizzuto.
And you know, I gotta think the rain played into that opportunity for Adrian, because, you know, like I said, the ball gets waterlogged and it doesn't quite go exactly where you want it. So what you may think is a normal amount of power to put onto a pass might not be enough and leave it coming short, which Adrian was able to take advantage of.
And now Adrian will intercept the goalie kick here. Mahoney has it. She's going to dish it off to Drake. 20 seconds left. This ball shot into the air, headed out by the Profs. Now inside the box. And then the ball floated up. The Profs able to send it away. That's Stengel in the back. Big cross here coming out from Bukowski. Ball in front of the net. Mahoney shot sent away. 10 seconds left on the clock as the Profs are going to be able to hold here. And with that ball out of bounds on the end line, that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Still no score in this one, Justin, but a whole lot of action, especially in the last few seconds. I mean, it's equivalent to, you know, in basketball, the last couple seconds, you try to hit that buzzer beater before the quarter ends. I mean, that's what we saw. We saw 15 seconds where the Bulldogs put 2 or 3 shots that almost went in.
And when you need them to, you want your center backs to step up to the occasion, and that's exactly what Ariana Darling and both Emma DeMays did, throwing their bodies at it, making sure that no chance would be an easy chance. And just heroic displays of defending, making sure this game remains scoreless going into the second half.
7 shots for the Profs compared to 4 for the Bulldogs. 3 on goal for the Profs and just 1 for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs do have 3 corners. compared to the Profs 2. Both teams have received 1 yellow card and 4 fouls so far in this one. So, still scoreless as we enter halftime. The Profs will have a 15-minute break before they'll go back to work here against the Bulldogs. For Justin right here, we're going to take a quick step off. We're going to send it over to Caraguno. So we have a little bit of a halftime show action for you back in the WGLS studios. I'm Paul Snyder Jr. He's Justin Otero. We'll be right back right here on Rowan Radio, 89.7 WGLS FM.
In one word, if I had to describe Trifecta Therapeutics,
If I had to describe Trifecta in one word,
it would be power.
the purpose of Trifecta Therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community.
I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, doing whatever they could to get back and want to be part of that process.
We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care.
This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor, physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun.
Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete.
My clients are awesome. They're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something.
They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination.
If you really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster, that's why I would say come here.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
In one word, if I had to describe Trifecta Therapeutics, if I had to describe Trifecta in one word, it would be empower. The purpose of Trifecta Therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community.
I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, doing whatever they could to get back, and want to be part of that process.
We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care.
This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor, physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun.
Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete.
My clients are also they're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something.
They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination.
If you really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster, that's why I would say come here.
to Rowan's defensive third, even if you just gave them the free space. They just could not find the way in. But as the half went on, it got more and more. I want to say Rowan got more and more tired. They were attacking too much, and that's not something you say lightly. Like, you want to be attacking, but you want to find that perfect sweet spot where you can conserve energy to where you're not just dead tired come the end of the first half, where we saw that a couple of good passes, a couple of great through balls from Adrian almost led to a goal.
Yeah, the Bulldogs definitely led the aggression at the end of the first half. They were all over it. As the ball will be dropped here, play will resume. Here in Glassboro, the Bulldogs will start with it after the Profs open up the game with the ball, and now the Profs sending out the Bulldogs' offensive attack.
Believe it was
foul
a
here, yeah.
handball, the way the ref touched the forearm there, off of an Adrian midfielder.
So the Profs will have control here. The ball still in the center circle. Just 30 seconds into the second half, and the Profs already sending one deep here into the goalie box. No, headed out by the Bulldogs. The Profs trying to answer back here. They have control of it. Mina Carlson back in the game. She's going to cross this one in. Bulldogs will answer back here with good defense, as that's Drips getting control of the ball, now driving up the far side, sending her team down, looking for a big kick here. Here it comes. Through ball should be intercepted here by the Profs, and it will be.
You know, if you're Rowan, you want to come into this second half just forgetting everything that happened towards the end of that first half. You want to come with a fresh mindset. You know, it's still 0-0, no scoring. You completely dominated the offense in the early stages. You just got to get back into that mindset and be more aggressive without. Be like water. Be fluid. Be able to.
I like that. Yeah.
Be able to change with the situation. Don't just go in with this hard stuck mindset of attack until you're tired, and then all of a sudden you're on your back foot for the rest of the second half.
And now the Bulldogs have control of it. Shot on the goal. Diving stop by Bristol Pizzuto to keep that one off. That was Eve Davis sending that one in. And now Pizzuto moving quickly sends this one down here on the far side. That's going to be Pantalone, who's re-entered the game here for the second half. Ball will be knocked out on the tap line. The Profs will have possession still. So a throw in here on the far side. These two teams have switched sides, so the Profs now have Pantalone on the far side rather than the near. I don't think it matters too much. Now the ball being moved into midfield. It's going to be Carlson trying to find a way in. Through ball here is going to be kicked away and sent all the way down into the far side corner. Leia Courtney's going to be over to get it. Courtney will just kick this one out. Hand over control of the ball, but rather than turn it over and give the Profs a chance there, they're going to give themselves some time to back up, reset, and defend here against this throw-in. Profs will throw it in here. Ball still on the far side, now being crossed in front of the box. Ranging over here, chance for a shot on goal. No, going to be kicked out of bounds here at the end line. So the Profs should have a corner kick opportunity. And right there, I mean, that was Simone Pisetti almost finding a way in there. Almost, Justin, continues to be the story of the game. Almost found her way for a free shot on goal.
And you know, the way that she was open, the way that she had an easy, I'm surprised that she did not try and take a shot on goal. You know, we saw that Fisher, a little bit of Butterfingers in the first half. I'm surprised she didn't just try and take a shot at her. You never know what could happen.
And now Sansone will lead the corner kick here for the Profs. This one will be headed away by the Bulldogs, sent back out, now on its way towards midfield. Racing over for the ball here is going to be McGrabby for the Bulldogs, but the Profs will take it back. Now the ball here just outside the center circle. It's going to be Tranberg. Bring it now straight up the middle. She has a chance. She's going to dump it off here to Carlson. Carlson will now go to her right, puts the shot in. This one will find its way into the parking lot and will be a goalie kick for the Bulldogs. A little over anxious there, Justin, you think?
You know, when the half first starts, I think you just got to feel it out, you know. The way the Profs have been working it around in Adrian's defensive third, I don't blame him. I mean, sometimes when you feel yourself, you got to take a heat check.
And now Mahoney's going to go down here, right at the midfield mark. It's going to be a foul, and the Bulldogs will get a free kick. here from the center circle.
I will say on that shot, another well-aimed shot. Didn't hit any cars in the parking lot.
It's a shame, really. It would have been fun to see the ball bounce around out there a little bit, I would imagine.
Not fun if you own that car.
Not fun if you own that car, but my car's not over there. I'm no worries about that. This one's going to be Blanchard sending this one in on the free kick. And now another foul called. This one's going to be on the Bulldogs.
A little too anxious from Budkowski, putting her foot colliding with a Rowan defender, leading up to the free kick for the Profs.
And so now the Profs will have a free kick. The ball moving quickly now down the court. Bassetti has an open shot. She's broken away, and I think they're going to get her for offsides here.
Yeah, the linesman shows the flag for offsides. Just, now the Rowan is so close to finding that last pass. They're just inches away.
So close. Bassetti had the line too. I mean, if she was, like you said, just that inch back or so, where she's not offside, she's a free one-on-one there against Fisher.
She was able to curl her run beautifully to make it past the Adrian defender. If she wasn't offside, I'd say that was a goal for the Profs.
Nonetheless, the Bulldogs will take the ball back into the offensive territory here, and the Profs will try to send this one away. Ball on the far side, kept in bounds. No. Players down at midfield will be a stop for the whistle. We'll be calling an injury timeout on the field, and we are going to have a bit of a stoppage here. 39-17 left here in the second half. Training team is out. On the ground, that's going to be Renamano for the Bulldogs. So the teams are going to take a quick break here. As mentioned, 39-17 left here in the second half. Still no score from Glassboro. Justin, we talked a lot about the rain earlier and how it may factor in with the ball being a little more slick, a little more waterlogged. Rain now rain now has ended. Not the word I wanted to use there. And you're playing on turf. The field conditions generally on turf not going to be widely different, I would imagine, but the ball and the dynamic of the ball, you talked about, passes maybe skipping a little more when they hit a wet spot or something like that. I mean, with the rain picking up, do you think that the field condition may have any more impact on the game, or do you think we might be past that point?
Personally, I'd say with the way things are going, we're getting to that point where you're gonna reach a maximum level of where the rain will affect the field. I think we passed that towards the end of the first half, so I don't think it's gonna play too much of a difference in the way things play out here in the second half.
And now Renamano will be helped off the field. She is up and moving. Does appear to be a lower body injury, so she will be off the field. And re-entering the game, Caitlin Drake will come back in to fill in for the injury substitution for the Bulldogs. And Drake was a bit of a nuisance for the Profs. I mean, between her and Zoli, I mean, those two, it looked like, 70% of the earth is covered by water, the other 30% was covered by them in that first half. And now they're both back out there again, and they are pests for the Profs, it feels like.
But you also have to consider Drake being back out there unexpectedly. She might still be fatigued from her first half exploits, so you might not be getting the full package there. So, it's kind of we know she has the talent to perform when it matters, but did she have to come in a little too early unexpectedly to get that full impact?
The Profs are in this game 2-0. Their first few matches since the 2019 season. Of course, last season was put on pause here at Rowan University for all fall sports due to the COVID pandemic. But the Profs have won their first two games back out by 2-0 and 6-0. They still have not allowed a goal thus far throughout the first two games. And now they have control here just outside the goalie box is Pizzuto. He's going to send this one over here to Darling. The Profs keeping the ball on the near side. Now cross it into the middle. A good run here for the Profs as Carlson's going to be unable to get to that one. And the ball will be sent back into midfield. Sansone with the header. Bit of a bicycle kick here, trying to keep the ball in midfield for the Bulldogs. As now Zoli will send this one deep into the Profs zone on a good run here, coming for it. That was Eve Davis. She's unable to get to it. Now the Profs still control the ball, but Zoli back again trying to get the ball. They're running this one into the near side corner, and this one will make its way past the end line. It's going to be a goalie kick here, as Zoe, a little too aggressive, was the last one to touch it, sends that one out. And she is just everywhere that the ball is, it seems.
It's just no matter where you look, there she is. And you gotta think at some point she's gonna have to get pretty exhausted. So it's basically just waiting the storm out until she gets tired and can't be as effective as she's been this entire match so far.
Now a big kick here is going to send the ball into the stands, and the Profs will have possession of it. Throw in here for the Profs, and it's going to look like a foul here. This one's going to be on the Profs, so the Bulldogs will have a free kick here on the near side, just about midfield line, a little further back into their own defensive zone.
I gotta think that was a bit of a light call. Referee changing his stance from letting the play develop, letting a little bit of argy-bargy go ahead in the first half to a little more stricter on the whistle here in the second half.
Now after the free kick, the Bulldogs do have possession on the far side. Crossing in here, that was Anderson. She now gives it up to Mahoney. Mahoney at midfield is going to dump this one back for the Bulldogs. Now sending it to the near side. Eve Davis has it. Trying to work her way up, being defended well by Nina Carlson. Dump off here to Mahoney. She's now working her way back towards the center of the field. She'll give it off to Zoli. Zoli looking for the through ball here. It's going to be sent away. A great tackle there by Carlson as the Profs get control of the ball back. Still very deep in their own zone here on the near side corner. Now moving the ball up, intercepted here by the Bulldogs. That's going to be Cassidy Miller. She sends it back into the near side corner. Now being kicked out towards midfield. Nina Carlson has it. Surrounded here by Bulldogs, and they're going to go down. It's going to be a foul here on the Bulldogs. As Carlson, she was surrounded by Bulldogs. Fought for the ball. Went down. The Profs end up with possession. They'll now move this one all the way across the field to the far side, looking across the midfield line. There's a good through ball here, looking for Passetti, deep into the corner. And the Bulldogs will be able to defend it there. That looks like Leia Courtney on the defense, be able to stop the run.
But it will be a throw-in for the Profs being able to make sure they retain possession and make sure none of these chances go to waste.
Now the throw in here into the corner. Big cross here into the center. Carlson looking for the header. Great defense from the Bulldogs to keep it out. The Profs will maintain control. 35-40 left here in the second half. As the Profs still have possession just outside the box. Shot on goal is going to be too high. The Profs will get a shot. This one will miss the net. Still no scoring, but again, a great opportunity from the Profs. Back to what seemed to be the formula where they want to just go here out of the gate, get that first goal on the board, and then they can worry about playing defense and protecting the lead, but they have to have a lead first to protect.
I mean, when you see when you see what Pantalone saw there, wide open space, you and the goalkeeper, you just start to feel yourself. You say, I can definitely kick this 25-yard screamer, top bins, and score. So I don't blame her.
And now the ball on the near side corner in the Bulldogs defensive zone. They're trying to work their way out here. It's Zoli. She's going to send a through ball here very deep in. The Profs trying to get back control of this one. It's DeMazy here racing against McGraby. DeMazy will win this one, and she'll clear the ball out back towards midfield. Passetti now has it. Nice little pass here, faking out from Tranberg to go back to Passetti. She'll now send this one over to the far side. Profs in possession of the ball, now back across midfield. Here's a cross in. This one should make its way over to Fisher, no harm. She'll come out of the box to collect this one. 34-16 left, still no scores. The Profs continue to keep the pressure up here at the start of the second half. Now a deep kick from Fisher, intercepted by the Profs at midfield. They'll kick this one to the far side, and it's Anderson sending it up. Now getting the ball over to Zoli. Zoli coming across the middle here. Big kick into the zone, sent away by the Profs. Now a foul will be called. This one will be on Rowan towards midfield, and Zoli is down. I'm not sure if that's an injury or if she's just tired, Justin.
See, what I think that happened is She got a little too close. She got the boot, the cleat, whatever you want to call it, got a little too close to the face there. You know, might have spooked her just a little bit, because when you see those studs coming right at your face, you do tend to get a little worried, I'll be honest.
She will be up, however, is Zoli, and she'll be making her way back down the field. Free kick here for the Bulldogs. They are inside the center circle. 33-15 and counting here, and that's going to be Blanchard sending it deep. The Profs will send it back out of the box. Big header here from Drake. Now this one rolling towards the line. Trying to chase it down is going to be Grushik, but this one will make its way out, and it will be a goalie kick. Excuse me, I was Drips trying to run it down. I had the wrong team on that one. She was trying to run it down, unable to get it. And now Pizzuto will have the ball in hand. She went to put it down. Up. No, she's still hanging on to it. Now she will drop the ball. Winding up here. Now a big kick down the field towards the center circle. Drake will answer with a header. And now the Bulldogs looking to take back control of the ball. The Profs move it to the far side here. Going backwards. Mahoney looking for the interception. She's going to have it. The Bulldogs working their way in the far side corner. This one's going to get kicked out of bounds. And while the rush is averted, the Bulldogs still have control deep into the Profs zone here. 32-15 left. Still no score here in Glassboro. The Bulldogs with a throw-in on the far side. This one's going to go to Mahoney. Mahoney unable to get it very far, as this one's going to go out and it's going to be another throw-in. The Profs surrounding the ball here, 2 or 3 at a time, just to try and shut down the rush. Now this ball's headed up. Zoli in control, still on the far side, now crossed into the middle. Drake looking for the header. Great defense from the Profs, and they're going to clear this one out. And now here comes Carlson back on a run of her own, trying to win this race down the field, and here she goes. Ball's going to go into the near side corner here on the Bulldogs defensive zone. Carlson overruns the ball, now crosses it back into the middle. Now she's going to send it here to Bassetti. Bassetti back to Carlson. Carlson on the right side of the penalty box, shoots, and just misses the net. A very good opportunity created by Carlson. Let's go back to the header, Justin. I mean, that was a great header from Drake. The Profs are able to get a foot in the way of it, send it back out to midfield. Carlson wins the race to the ball, carries it all the way down. They do a quick give and go. And inches from a goal, as that one just misses the post.
You know, and it's like Rowan took a page out of Adrian's book by letting them come to you, accepting that pressure, making sure that your defense is stout enough to accept that, and then all you need is one good defensive clearance, and you're off to the races, as we saw there. Many options, just missing by an inch.
And now here's the corner kick opportunity for the Profs that will be headed out by the Bulldogs. A lot of commotion here in front of the net. No shot yet. The Profs moving now towards the near side. Take the ball out of the box. Carrying it now, that is Pantalone. She's going to give it off to Stengel. Stengel crossing it into the box here. Knocked down by Carlson, but she'll lose possession of it. The Bulldogs trying to clear this one out. Can't quite do it yet as the Profs move the ball back down. Carlson in the corner. Here on the near side. Crosses it in, and this one's going to make its way to the parking lot, and it will catch the side of the car this time. Unfortunately, not the back of the net, but does hit something. 30 minutes even left here in the second half. Still no score. And Taylor Fisher will once again be kicking this one out of her own goalie box.
I gotta say, this is looking like a bit of a second role reversal, where now instead of Adrian being the ones to accept the pressure, you know, eat it up and then look for that counterattack, it looks like they swap places with Rowan, where the Profs look for the one mistake that the Adrian attack makes, and then just capitalize on it with a dangerous shot of their own.
And now the Profs trying to keep this ball in the offensive zone. Mahoney trying to get it across midfield. It's going to be knocked down here for the Profs. That was by Ariana Darling. So it will be a throw-in. So far in this game, Rowan has 4 shots on goal and 4 corners, coupled with 11 shots overall. Adrian, 2 shots on goal, 5 shots in total to go along with their own 3 corners. Throw in here. The Profs, they're going to get this one all the way back to Bizzuto and reset here and go back on the counterattack. This one on the far side goes to DeMazy. She's going to send this one in, looking for Carlson. Carlson has it at midfield. Now crosses it over, sends it behind the crashing, sends it behind there, the crashing Kenzie Tranberg, and that one's going to go out of play. And Justin, you mentioned it a little bit during the break that it seems like Rowan it almost seems like they're making too many passes. That seemed like an opportunity where Carlson maybe could have taken that across midfield but looked for the extra pass, and now the Profs lose the ball.
Yeah, I made mention of it where it just seems like, not that they want to be fancy with it, but they want to make this extra pass that's not quite there. I don't know why, but they just want to make that last extra pass, and it's never there. Instead of just playing simple Route 1 soccer, just finding a clear pass and making it work, finding space, and just charging with it.
So the Bulldogs have a throw in here on the near side, deep in the Profs zone, and after bouncing it off of who would look to be Ariana Darling, it's going to be a corner kick opportunity for the Bulldogs. They're going to send Leia Courtney over here to send the corner. Courtney winding up. The Bulldogs causing commotion here in front of the net. The corner sent away by the Profs. They're going to clear this one out of the box. Still on the near side is the ball. Giving chase here. Looks like Carlson. She's going to start this run up the right side once again. Crashing in here on the near side. No one's here to help her. She's got 2-on-1. Tries to cross it into the center. The Bulldogs send it away. This one gets just past the Profs there. That was just Logan, who almost had a shot on goal and just unable to get it on a good foot. Now Pizzuto will clear this ball as the Bulldogs begin making their way back down the field. Ball be at midfield, in control here are the Bulldogs. They're working this one up the far side. Carrying it along. They're going to cross into Mahoney, and the Profs will send this one away over on the far side, out of bounds here at the tap line. So we'll be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. Anderson once again will throw this one. Right to Mahoney, who gives it back to Anderson. Now they're going to check it down back to midfield here. It's Leia Courtney. Crosses it into the middle here to Blankshirt, excuse me. Now it's going to be Cassidy Miller sending it. Intercepted by the Profs, but Caitlin Drake able to take it back. Now the Bulldogs still working on the far side. A little cross in here. That's going to be McGrabby. Sends it on the net. Shot on goal is going to miss. And Bristol Pizzuto, after not having a whole lot to do for the first 35-ish minutes, since that point, I mean, now under 26 minutes left here in the second half, she has been worked so far.
And you know, that was a lovely save, full stretch, diving out, just getting the fingertips of the glove to it to keep it from sneaking in that bottom left-hand corner.
And so it will be another corner for the Bulldogs here on the near side. Courtney once again will be the one to kick it. Sends it into the box, headed away by the Profs at the net. This one's going to find the back. No, they're going to call a foul. That was a goal, but the refs are going to call a foul here and take that one off the board. Pizzuto will kick this one out. Justin, I mean, break that down. What happened? That looked to be the first goal of the game.
So essentially what we have here is we have a short corner kick into where either the Profs defenders on the near post are ready for it. Pizzuto wasn't ready for it, and what I believe happened was just
a handball, maybe?
No, I believe Zoli just pushed Jessie Logan into the net,
okay,
so she would have the free header. But the referee sees everything.
Inside the Profs going back here on the counterattack. Here's Bassetti. She's going to give it up here to Tranberg. Tranberg working it up the far side. We'll dump it off to Pantalone. Pantalone still working here on the very far side. We'll dump it back to Stengel. Stengel crossing it now into the center. This one's going to find its way to the goal and handled cleanly by Fisher. Shot on goal here. Still nothing going for the Profs. Still scoreless despite the corner opportunity for the Bulldogs. They had a goal taken back, and with 24 minutes left here in the second half, this one remains scoreless. The Profs trying to keep the pressure on here. This one will make its way to the box once again. Fisher out to collect it. A little kick here for her.
And you know, you gotta hope that near goal for Adrian hopefully put some life into the Profs. Make sure they don't get too careless,
too complacent.
That's just the word I was looking for.
Now the Profs do have the ball here in the middle of the field, now working it into the box. Long run, great save by Fisher to come out and take that shot opportunity away from Passetti. Passetti had a chance there. Not sure if she's right or left footed. Have to imagine she's right. So it would have been an off foot looking for the shot on goal there, and Fisher comes out and doesn't even give her a chance to try.
It's one of the things you expect your goalie to be able to do when they can sense that a chance is coming. Just run off her line and sniff the pressure out and just collect the ball before anything can even have a chance to materialize.
Now first round of substitutions coming in here. 2 for the Profs, 1 for the Bulldogs. And now Del Grati will be back into the game, along with Jankowski. They'll be replacing Sansone and Natalie Pantalone. So those are going to be the substitutions for the Profs. For Adrian, Lukowski will be in here for Eve Davis, making that substitution once again. Are the Bulldogs. Play resumes here under 23 minutes left in the second half as the Bulldogs go back here on the charge. This one's going to be kicked out on the near side.
Then you know, if you're Adrian, you are fully welcoming back in Eve Davis. She's one of the only people, her and I believe Mascaro, are the only 2 Bulldogs that do have a shot on goal in this match.
Now this one being sent back in here on the Profs' defensive side. Working their way in are the Bulldogs. The Profs looking to steal it away. Now this one's going to be crossed out to the center. Zoli has it, but her pass will find no one. The Profs will clear it back out to midfield. Grabbing that one there was Courtney, and she'll send it back into the Profs' defensive zone. Mahoney wreaking havoc, running around trying to get control of the ball, but the Profs surrounding her. Now trying to find possession of it. It's going to be McGrabby again here in front. She's going to go down, no foul called, and the Profs will take the ball back up here on the far side. Intercepted by the Bulldogs. Zoli's going to have it. Working now back to the far side go the Bulldogs. Anderson trying to kick it up. McGrabby still on the far side, now working her way into the corner. Will she win the foot race? She tries to dump it in, out of bounds here on the end line. And it will be a goalie kick for Pizzuto. They tried a whole lot right there, and not a lot happened from it. It felt like they ran 100 yards, then we moved 10.
You know, that's one of the things that I think that the Profs did in the first half. And it's good to see that the Profs are able to learn from the mistakes that they made. They seem to be energized from that near goal by Adrian. And you just got to think that something is happening. This all has to be building up to something coming up rather shortly.
And now as the ball was cleared out by Pizzuto to midfield, the Bulldogs got a foot on it before sending it out on the far side. Rain beginning to pick back up once again here in Glassboro. Just under 21 minutes now, 20:55 on the clock here in the second half. Drake's going to have this one here about midfield, and the Profs will take it away from her. Now moving back to the far side. This one's going to be sent down across midfield. Anderson is going to corral this one. Now try to move up the far side tap line. Drake dumping it in. McGrabby racing for it here. Looks like the Profs are going to win it. McGrabby not giving up yet, but now the Profs do have control. They're going to clear this one out to midfield. Blanchard unable to grab that one. And now the Bulldogs have possession once again. The Profs not letting the Bulldogs here into the goalie box. Now a shot on goal. Pizzuto's going to grab that one. A deep shot. About a 100-foot kick right there, Justin. And no shot that Bristol Pizzuto, the seasoned goalie for the Profs, is ever going to let that one get in.
You know, like I said earlier, when the Profs were letting off shots go left and right, sometimes you just got to take a heat check. You're feeling yourself. You feel good. Why not? Why not see what happens? There might be a mistake. She might fumble it. Who knows? Just let it fly and see what happens.
And so now the Profs will work their way back into the offensive zone. That's going to be a foul there as Caitlin Drake getting a little too aggressive. Not sure who that was that went to the ground. Looked to be Kenzie Trenberg maybe. And the Profs will have a free kick now on the offensive side. They're going to send this one into midfield here in Jess Logan. She's going to lose possession of the ball. Zoli once again all over that one. Continuing to pester the Profs here in the midfield. Now they move the ball to the far side, but the Profs will get control of it. No, they're going to lose it. Can Mahoney get it? No, the Profs take it back once again. Still on the far side, crossing to the middle. The Profs now working their way back down to the near side. Slowly pushing up here. They're going to kick this one deep into the box across midfield. Now Carlson, can she get this one? Yes, she's going to. That one off of a defender, almost rolled out of bounds. Carlson able to grab it, working her way into the box. Opportunity squandered as the defense is able to pick that one back up. Now this ball going to be crossed from corner to corner. The second shot on goal, knocked away. And now it's going to roll out of bounds. An excellent opportunity for Passetti. She almost got that one again. To her off foot there, tried to go with her left foot to find the net. Taylor Fisher, full extension dive there, just to kind of swat it just out of the direction of the net, and then the defense able to pick her up, kick it out off a prop nonetheless, and they save another goal there.
And you know, I thought that went off of Courtney last. I'm surprised that's not a corner kick for the Profs.
Yeah, I'm not sure who she might have kicked it off of. It might have been Carlson trying to crash in and get the rebound there.
And you know, we have to give praise to Carlson for making sure that the ball stayed in bounds and finding that curler to be able to create a chance like that to happen for the Profs.
Now the Bulldogs trying to get control of the ball will kick this one out of bounds. The Profs have a throw in here on the near side. Ball's going to get dumped in here. Now trying to clear it out are the Bulldogs. The Profs trying to get control, but the Bulldogs will have it as Drake has the ball here in the center of the field, now working it towards the far side. They do a little give and go here as now Drake once again attack up the far side, trying to dump it in to McGraby. McGraby will get this one. She's met by two Profs, and now as they fall, the ball will stay in play. No foul called, and play will continue. 17:15 left here on the clock in the second half. And the Bulldogs will dump this one out of bounds on the far side. There'll be another throw in here for the Profs.
And while we were talking, there was another substitution for the Profs. That'll be Cassidy McGurlin in for Simone Pachetti, as another Prof seems to be making way for another substitution.
A lot of substitutions, Justin. Something else we talked about at halftime. A whole lot of substitutions.
You know, it's
more than normal.
It's early in the season. You know, fitness might not fully be there to where you're in mid-season form. So plus you have to think the rain plays a factor. You know, it makes that field like extra tough, and you get tired running and running and running. As we saw Kenzie Tranberg make way for Beth Sansone.
Is that Beth Sansone back in the game?
Yeah.
The Profs have the ball here on the far side, trying to work it back into the offensive zone. They will get across midfield. Now begin to drive it up. Caitlin Drake there, able to afflict the pass, but the Profs will maintain possession. This is Carlson driving up the middle, looking for an opportunity. She's going to try and dump it off here to to Sansone, but the Bulldogs will clear this one out. No, that was Tranberg, excuse me. Now the Profs are going to take the ball back across midfield into their defensive zone and look to re-attack. Winding up here, this ball sent down the near side, out of bounds as the Bulldogs. That one right there, that's going to be Cassidy Miller kicking it out of bounds and ending the threat. Throw-in's going to go to the center. It's going to be Carlson coming out into the box. She's going to be met by Miller, who will once again clear the ball out and force the Profs into another throw.
Rain is steadily picking up.
Yes.
Here, I should make mention of that. So like I said in the first half, where it'll affect ball trajectory, pass power, all those things are going to be coming back into play as the rain picks up here.
The Profs have the ball. They're going to try and center it here. The Bulldogs able to answer the threat. No! Intercepted! And the shot on goal will go wide into the parking lot. That was an opportunity out of nothing. I mean, that looked like a routine little dump into the box that the Bulldogs were going to clear out. Instead, I mean, Cassidy McGurlin almost came out of nowhere to put that one on the board. Just misses the net once again.
I don't think she was expecting that chance to materialize either, because, you know, that was a weird shooting angle. You know, the left knee bent at a weird angle and the right leg fully extended for almost a half volley.
And now here's a quick dump into the zone. This could be the first goal. No, Cassidy Miller playing great defense. And there's going to be a foul here on the Profs. Might be off ball. Is it offsides?
I believe they are calling.
Not sure what the foul is, if it is a foul.
I believe they're calling Tranberg for shirt pulling.
Really? So it was off ball. And that's going to end the Profs' chance there. As now the Bulldogs will clear this one back out to midfield. McGraby has it. Now gives it up. Ball in midfield here. The Bulldogs trying to work their way back up. It's Morgan Wan. She's going to dump it now into the zone. The Profs will surround this one deep into the far corner here of their own defensive zone. DeMazy gives up to Stengel, back to DeMazy. Now working up the far side. DeMazy's going to go down, still no foul called. And now there will be another foul here. That one's going to be on Drake. And the Profs will have a free kick here, deep in their own zone, but on the far side. 13:30 left in the second half. Extra time, of course, still waiting to be added, but not a whole lot of time left in this one, Justin. Still no score despite a very closely contested game.
Looking like two Adrian Bulldogs ready to make way onto the pitch, along with another substitution for the Rowan Profs. I will get you who exactly those are momentarily once the ball makes its way out of play.
Now it's Zoli. She's going to dump this one off to the far side. It's Anderson. Looking for the give and go here. The Prof's going to shut that one down, and now Carlson has control of the ball on the offensive side. She's going to go down. Ball's out of play. Profs maintain control. They're going to look for the throw in here under 13 minutes left. For the Profs, Natalie Pantalone will be back in the game. She'll be coming in for Jess Logan. McKenna Mahoney and Megan Lowers will re-enter the game for the Bulldogs.
Miley McGraby and Kelsey Zoli.
Kelsey Zoli coming out is a big deal for the Profs. You said it earlier, she might be tired. She's been all over the field, covering every aspect on offense and defense, to the point that her being out of the game is a huge power play for the Profs.
Yeah, you have to wonder, Zoli seemed to be that one player that made the entire midfield click for Adrian. So with her coming out, she originally was introduced early due to an injury, and you gotta think that having her out takes away some of the synergy that the midfielders for Adrian have, and is definitely a plus for the Profs.
And then two more substitutions now for the Profs, as Sarah Bergen will enter the game
for Aim Belgrade.
And for the other substitution,
Kenzie
Transberg back into the game as well.
For Jeff Logan.
Throw-in here is going to get knocked out of bounds. The Bulldogs are going to have another throw-in here on the far side. 11:30 left here in the game. The Bulldogs throw this one in on the far side. Now crossing it into the middle. Here's Blanchard looking for something. The shot deflected off a Prof right at Bristol Pizzuto. She'll maintain this one.
You just got to take those tester shots. Keep the goalie on their toes.
And so now Pizzuto will dump this one deep into midfield. Intercepted here by Blanker and sent straight into the air. Now it's going to be the Bulldogs with possession moving back down the field. The Profs will be able to get the loose ball. They'll give this one up to Pizzuto. Pizzuto will send this one deep now down the near side. Pantalone grabs it with the chest, now maintains control. Great juggle there from her to keep possession of the ball. She's surrounded by two Bulldogs trying to find anywhere to dump it off. She'll kick this one out of bounds. Push the ball backwards a little bit here, but not end the threat. As a throw-in from the near side. Here will be thrown by Cassidy Miller. Profs looking to hang on to this ball. They will not maintain control off the throw-in, and the Bulldogs will get another go over here. Miller will get another throw-in opportunity. 10 minutes remain here in the second half. As once again, the Profs giving no room here on these throw-ins. Got about a minute here of just trying to get the ball back into play.
Yeah, and by this time in the first half, we saw the Profs were getting tired, but it doesn't seem to be the case this half. So I gotta think that they learned from their mistakes in the first half of being too aggressive too early and wasting all of your energy.
Now the Profs will maintain control here in their defensive zone, looking to work it back out. The Bulldogs are going to dump it in here to the penalty box. Pizzuto's out to grab it. And she's going to send her team back down the field. Pizzuto still with the ball in hand, now kicking it deep. Just to about the midfield line, where the Profs will grab control of it. Pantalone will give it off here to the near side. Cross back into the middle here. Tranberg sending it to the far side. Sansone has the ball here in the middle. Now they're going to send it back to the near side here. Dump into the corner. Racing over for it is Tranberg. Excuse me, that is not Tranberg. That's going to be for the Profs, Cassidy McErlin. Ball's going to go out of bounds here on the end line. And this should be a corner kick. Yeah, it's going to be a corner kick here for the Profs.
And that's well done by Cassidy McErlin to make sure that she's able to block off the defender for Adrian, only making sure she can only get a toe tip in to force it out for a corner kick.
8:20 left here in the game. Corner kick opportunity for the Profs. One goal here this late in the game may be all that either team needs to pick up the win in this one. Corner on its way. Knocked down just outside the penalty box. Now a foul is going to be called. This one on the Profs. And the offensive opportunity thwarted here by good defense from the Bulldogs, but once again the Profs. Another tiny little mistake. It hasn't come back to cost them yet, but they seem to making just little errors where they throw away chances like this.
I gotta agree with you. It's just they seem to be their own worst enemy when it comes to making these chances count.
They've had a lot of chances, though, to be fair. On the positive side of things, they have been creating a ton of chances to get into that goal, just unable to capitalize thus far on this one. As now the Bulldogs will send the ball across midfield. The Profs will intercept it and regain control, now moving towards the net. Dump it here into the near side corner. Pantalone has it, moves into the box. Looking for something. The Bulldogs will end the threat and clear this one out. Back to midfield, and now Mahoney trying to win the race here. Has a small collision. There, that's going to be with Ariana Durling, and that's going to send the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in here for the Profs. And they're going to send Simone Passetti back in here on a substitution. Cassidy McErlin will leave this one. Less than 7 minutes left, and Justin, have to imagine that this is going to be the final field orientation we're going to see for both of these teams here is what we have out there now.
I gotta believe so. You're getting down to the nitty gritty. You want the best that you can possibly do given the current situation out on the field, and I gotta think this has to be some of the best that the Profs can provide.
And now the Profs will have the ball in the offensive zone on the far side. Now moving the ball back towards center field. It's going to be taken away here by the Bulldogs. That's Caitlin Drake trying to get possession. She's going to turn this one over, and the Profs have a chance. Moving now back towards center field. They're going to cross it in here. That was Sarah Bergen dumping it in. Now here's another opportunity for the Profs, cleared out by the Bulldogs. We're going to send this one over to the far side. This should make its way out of bounds, and it will. So the Profs move their way in, and with just 6 minutes left, have another offensive chance squandered by the Bulldogs, who have played phenomenal defense thus far.
Absolutely outstanding. Like it's the analogy I made earlier in the first half. Unstoppable force, immovable object. Both teams not giving a single inch to the others.
And now Natalie Pantalone has the loose ball here deep in the box. It's going to go out of bounds on the end line. It's going to be a goal kick here for the Bulldogs. Pantalone got that loose ball off of a header, was unable to drive it in, lost control of it, out of bounds it goes. And the score will remain where it is, 0-0. Just over 5 minutes, 5:15 left in the second half of this one. Taylor Fisher for the Bulldogs in goal has had herself a busy day, whether it's shots or just opportunities. The Profs have been aggressive offensively, and that's going to resume here as the goalie kick is going to be taken away by Tranberg. Profs are going to send this one back to midfield. Now bring the ball to the near side, cross back into the middle here. Tranberg once again on the attack, trying to get control of this one. The ball is floated in the air, and Pantalone's going to be the one who comes down with it. On the near side, in the corner, looking for a chance. 4:40 left in this one as Pantalone trying to work her way into the box. Crosses it with the left foot. Ball goes in the air. Profs unable to get possession of it. Still fighting for it, but now the Bulldogs will clear this one out of the box, and the Profs will reset. 4:30 left in this one. The Profs go back on the attack. Ball crossed into the middle here. Blanchard able to take it away, and now the Bulldogs will make a run here up on the far side. Trying to get it into the corner. Here goes Mahoney. Profs will intercept it, and they'll dump it off to Pizzuto. And almost a good counterattack there coming for the Bulldogs, but the Profs, once again, their defense able to answer.
Yeah, no, they've definitely learned from the first half mistake of expending all their energy, saving it for these last 3 minutes and 51 seconds, looking for that last second winner.
Now Pantalone trying to get it deep into the corner. That's going to be Cassidy Miller who knocks it down. We'll end the threat. More substitutions, Justin. We were wrong.
We most definitely were wrong.
We were wrong. I thought substitutions were going to be done. It's going to be substitutions for both sides here.
Looks like Natalie Pantalone will be going off for the Profs.
It's going to be Gabby Dean into the game, yep. And then on the other side as well,
Kelsey Zoli coming in for Victoria Bukowski.
Kelsey Zoli back into the game. 3 minutes left, still plenty of time to make an impact.
I mean, when you need your engine in the midfield, you call for them at the last possible second. Your Michael Jordan type scenario. you need your.
That's a little extreme. Kelsey Zoli hasn't been dominant in the middle, but it's not.
But you need your best players on the pitch at the last possible minute for any possible last-minute heroics.
Now the Profs looking for those heroics here, getting aggressive. Passetti driving into the box here on the near side. Ball gets lost for a second, now cleared out by the Bulldogs. That one's going to be off of Caitlin Drake before it goes out here on the near side. And there'll be a throw-in for the Profs. Throw is going to go towards the box. The Bulldogs clear it out for now. The Profs send this one straight into the air. And now Dean should give it up here to Carlson. Carlson moving towards midfield. The Profs put a shot, huge shot on goal. This one's going to be way higher than net. And with just over 2 minutes remaining here, 2:10 left in this one. Still waiting for the extra time as well. But another opportunity for the Profs. I mean, they've sent more balls into the parking lot than they have on net today. Am I wrong?
You are sadly not wrong.
I'm not wrong, but they've had the chances. It's almost like you're getting too excited when they're in the opportunity to shoot, and they just kind of send it where it's not supposed to be.
You see there's 1 minute and 45 seconds left. You've got the game pretty much on your feet. Sometimes you just do get a little too excited.
And now Passetti trying to drive in. She's going to go down here. A big tackle from the Bulldogs will end Passetti's rush as she got a loose ball off a header and ran with it.
Profs looking for perhaps a penalty, but the referee giving a very stern finger wag and a no, Dikembe Mutombo style.
So we're going to throw in here on the near side for the Profs. They're going to throw it straight into the box. It's going to be cleared out now as Mahoney grabs control. Being defended very well here by Ariana Derling as the Profs trying to maintain control. Shot will go on the net, handled cleanly by Fisher, not a lot behind it. And now we're into the last minute here of this one. Another shot on goal for the Profs, not able to connect. 50 seconds. Fisher clears this one out to midfield. It's going to be Tranberg. This one's going to be intercepted by Mahoney, and Tranberg down. Foul is called. Profs have the ball. They're going very quickly now. They understand 40 seconds left. They have to go. Ball's on the ground. The ref signaling for the free kick. They're going to back it up a little bit. 30 seconds left now. The Profs moving deep. They have 4 players in the box right now. 20 seconds remaining in this one, and now here's the kick. Zoli intercepts this one. It's going to roll into the end line. Will it get out of bounds? Blanchard will keep it in and avoid the corner, and now Zoli will clear it out. And with 10 seconds left in this one, it will be a throw-in for the Profs. Profs, here a great cross, intercepted on great defense right there from Leia Courtney, and that's going to bring the second half to a close. End of regulation here. Score is still tied 0-0 in this one. And Justin, let's talk about the second half. Again, a lot of aggression from both teams, but at the end, we saw the Profs make the adjustment of, we're not going to go all out at the beginning of the half. We're going to kind of push our advantage and see what we can get. The last 10 minutes was just all Profs.
Yeah, I think when we were making comments when the half first started, the Profs looked a little hesitant to make certain decisions. I think that last 10 minutes where it was just all-out attack is exactly what they were saving that energy for. It was just a blitz of shots left and right, chances, opportunities galore. It's just unlucky that despite that, nothing has gone in the net for either team.
And we've seen the Profs have a lot of shots. We've seen a ton of opportunities, and I made the joke earlier, but it's an accurate representation. They've sent 4 more balls into the parking lot than they have on goal. Not to be, unexpected in this one. I mean, as good as the Profs are, college athletes, right, not everything's going to be perfect. But the point stands that a lot of opportunities they've just simply missed out on, literally missed out on.
Yeah, it's just, and you also got to take into account, it's been raining, the field is wet, the ball is wet, the players' boots are wet, so there's a bunch of extraneous factors that play into it where it's just a combination of all of that plus the nerves of being the one to score that game-winning goal for your team. It's just, it puts us at a deadlock.
There will be a 10-minute overtime period as the players are going to get a quick 5-minute break here to reset before we go at it again. As mentioned, 10 minutes for the overtime period. You look at the game stats thus far, the Profs, 17 shots, 7 on goal, comparatively to 8 shots and 5 on goal for the Bulldogs. I mean, they put as many on goal as Adrian's been able to take, and corners are 5-5, but you just look at it, 11 fouls for the Bulldogs, only 9 for the Profs comparatively. I mean, the Profs have just been in control of this game, it feels, the whole time.
And if you were to ask me to pick a woman of the match for both sides, for Adrian at least, you cannot pick anybody that is not named Taylor Fisher. Facing that many shots and being able to come up big each and every single time of asking. And for the Profs, I gotta say Nina Carlson.
Nina Carlson was my
every single important or near chance that the Profs got in both halves somehow started from some way coming from Nina Carlson.
Nina Carlson has been the one you see get the loose ball and then the run starts.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've seen is she's just been unable to find someone to give it to once she has her run. She kind of has to run into 3 people. It just seems
there's no option. There's no option for her. So she's just gotta make it herself, and it's just been unfortunate because every quality chance, like I keep saying, every quality chance the Profs have gotten has come off of the foot of Nina Carlson.
And with that, still a few minutes left here in the break. We're going to take a quick step off before we come back here with overtime from Glassboro. Rowan's Prof Soccer still tied with the Adrian Bulldogs at 0 apiece. We're going to have a 5-minute overtime period right after this break. I'm Paul Snecker Jr. He's Justin Otero. You're listening to Rowan Radio, 89.7 WGLS FM.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy. Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
Has picked up once again as the downpour continues, very parallel to the Profs' offensive downpour we saw there at the end of the second half. Still no score in this one, so we're going to do overtime here in Glassboro. Rowan Radio 89.7 WGLS FM. I'm Paul Stackett Jr. Alongside me for this one is Justin Otero. And Justin, no extra time in the regulation period, so now we have 10 minutes of overtime. Only 10 minutes here. We've seen the Profs. 10 minutes for them is one attack period, essentially. It feels like where they just get 10 to 15 minutes in each half where they want to go. And now they only have 10 minutes to go. This feels like this is where the Profs want to be, where they can just go, and then get another break.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account they spent the last 10 minutes of the second half go, attack. So you gotta think, will this come back to bite them where there's only 10 minutes? So, usually they use the opening of a new half as time for recovery to build up to that attack mode towards the end of the half. Or if they're able to take that five-minute break we had in between the end of the second half and overtime to kind of build up a small reserve of energy where you can maybe ride out the first 5 minutes and then go all out for the final 10. Also, like you said in our intro to overtime here, I gotta say this rain is coming down the hardest it has come down the entire match. So that's another factor that we have to take into account when it comes to how these two teams are going to react in this overtime period.
So 10 minutes on the clock, the whistle is blown, and the Profs will resume here with control of the ball to start the overtime period. They're going to send this one now over to the far side and begin their rush up this way. As the ball's going to get sent here across midfield. Bringing it over here is Cassidy McErlin. Still in control on the far side. She's going to dump it back down. A big hit and a big foul down on the Bulldogs. As right there, that was a football level tackle right there, Justin. Like American football level hit.
Yeah, no, that was just two bodies coming together accidentally. And, able to recover well.
And now the Profs bring this one in deep into the box. This one's going to get cleared out by the Bulldogs. A good slide tackle ended the rush before the Bulldogs were able to clear this one out. All the way back to midfield before the Profs will send it out of bounds. So short-handed rush here for the Bulldogs. 9 minutes left here in this overtime period. The Profs, through their first 2 games and now 3rd game into overtime, have still not allowed a goal, outscoring opponents 8-0 thus far on the season. They scored 2 in their season opener before scoring 6 yesterday, and have been unable to score today, but now perhaps a chance. Bassetti bringing it over here on the near side, now moving to her left towards midfield. Racing over to her left more, looking for a through ball, kicks it into the box. Profs unable to capitalize, but they will keep it in the zone as a clear-out attempt headed by Beth Sansone back towards the goal. Now it's the Bulldogs regaining possession of the ball, trying to move this one down across midfield. They'll dump it into Mahoney. Mahoney now moving to her right, driving in, slide tackle off the mark. Big hit again that was Mahoney, and it looked like Sansone maybe. It's going to be a foul. Not sure who. Still waiting for the signal from the referee on who the foul was for.
I believe it was a foul on Adrian is what it looks like.
It looks like it was going to be on Mahoney then for that one. So they're going to drop the ball here and play will resume. 7:45 left here in the overtime period. And this one a huge dump in from Rowan. Cassidy Miller trying to get to it first. She will, but the Profs will keep the ball deep in the corner. And it's going to make its way out on the baseline here.
A little too heavy on the first touch. Otherwise, that would have been a perfect chance to whip it directly at the penalty spot. Just unfortunate on the heavy touch.
And so will be a goalie kick here. 7:20 remaining in overtime. Fisher's going to put the ball down here as her team gets set up. Now 7:15 left on the clock, and the kick's a line drive to the far side. The Profs will intercept. This one's going to be out. Profs ball still on the far side. Another throw-in coming here. Now under 7 minutes remain in this game. Profs looking for the throw. The rain still continuing to come down. Consistent, but lighter.
And I must say, I am impressed that the Profs have been able to continue that attack mentality that we saw towards the end of the second half. It looks like they didn't expend all the energy they had in the tank just in case something like this would happen.
And now a yellow card's going to be issued here, as after the Profs throw and the ball was in the air before a collision. That results in a yellow card. I believe it's going to be on Rowan. And that one's going to be on none other than Kenzie Tranberg for the contact there. So another yellow card for Rowan. They're second in the game thus far. 6:38 left here with the clock stopped. Now the whistle blows. Clock still stops, still waiting for a lot of whistles, still no clock movement. And now as the free kick is played, the clock will resume. 6:35 remaining in this one. The Bulldogs working their way in for the first time here in overtime. The Profs looking to take this one back. Cassidy Miller at midfield will send it deep into the Profs zone before the Profs answer with a header to keep it out. Working on it here is Zoli. Here in the center circle, she's going to try and dump it back. McErlin has a run on it, but Miller will keep this one in the offensive zone for the Bulldogs. The Profs fighting here, 6 girls surrounding the ball. Finally, the Profs will move it up. And now making a long run. Here goes Carlson up the far side. This ball right on the tap line, and it will be out of bounds. Profs will have a throw-in.
I believe that went off of Anderson last, so yes, it will be a throw-in for the Profs.
5:45 remaining in this one. Anderson taking the ball away here from the Profs, now trying to move it up. Zoli has it, bringing it here into the center, looking to cross midfield. Big run here coming for the Bulldogs. As moving into the offensive zone, that was Eve Davis, but the Profs will clear it back out to midfield. And now the ball being dumped back in. The Profs just trying to get it out, but now Davis with the header here, looking to get it to Mahoney. Mahoney loses control, and the Profs will get it back to midfield. The Bulldogs say not yet, send it back into the offensive zone. Trying to maintain control here is Lowers, but the Profs will take it away from her. Get it back out to the center circle, and now perhaps a run opportunity as Carlson is going to be able to maintain control. Bringing it up here on the near side, sending a beautiful through ball into the corner. Sent into the middle. Passetti has it, enters the box, crosses it in. One-timer is going to be high off the net. This one back into the parking lot. Another great opportunity from the Profs. Well contested by the Bulldogs. And just strength on strength there. Good offense met with good defense. Defense is going to win that every time.
Anderson making a last-second sliding tackle to make sure that the Profs didn't have a free shot to the left corner. The goalkeeper's far left. Oh, just so close. Again, the Profs seem to be like inches away from having one of these shots convert into a goal.
And now 4:15 left on the clock. Passetti once again trying to work her way in. Tackle here comes out. Play will keep going as Passetti's chance will be squandered. Anderson on that one. In the left corner, the Profs trying to send it in, but Fisher will be able to grab that one and hang on to it. Ball still in the hand, less than 4 minutes to play. Fisher sending this one deep. Now ball will be across midfield, intercepted by the Profs. They almost lose control of it, but they'll dump it in deep here. It's going to be Ariana Durling in control, being chased here. Now intercepted by Eve Davis. She's going to dump it in to Lowers. Lowers going to give it off to Zoli. Zoli bringing the ball back into the center of the field from the near side. She's going to use her left foot, trying to get the ball across, and the Profs will clear it out.
Logan able to get just the edge of her foot onto that to make sure it couldn't be whipped in.
And now that was Zoe Blankard sending a deep shot in there. Almost looked like, Steph Curry half-court three type of shot, just nowhere near.
You got to think Blanchard was looking for a whip, almost a whip in from the side, and the trajectory just didn't have it, so it fell right into the hands of Pizzuto.
And now on the near side here at the midfield line, there will be another throw-in chance for the Bulldogs. Davis will send it in with the head, and now this one's going to be off of McErlin and will be out of bounds. Another throw-in chance here. Zoli will handle this one.
Seems to be a substitute lined up for the Profs. Be interesting to see who comes in for who.
Now this one's going to get out of bounds and with the ball out of play. 2:30 left on the clock. as we get ready here for substitutions. It's going to be Natalie Pantalone back into the game for McGarland.
And, if you're the Profs, you're welcoming Pantalone back into the game. One of the leaders of the team in shots so far today. 3 shots, 1 on target. The only person who's done better than her is Nina Carlson. 4 shots, 1 on target herself.
And the Profs will have to throw in here on the near side. This one once again out of bounds. And then we'll go back to the Bulldogs for a throw-in. Zoe has it. She'll sell a good fake here and get over to Blankard, who will then send this one deep out of bounds. 1:45 left here on the clock in overtime. And now this one, the throw-in, going to get past Pantalone. Sent in across midfield before the Bulldogs bat it back into the Profs' territory. They'll keep it here on the near side. Fighting for it here is the Bulldogs. That's Megan Lowers again, trying to get control. Now Pantalone, I believe, is going to have a foul called on her. Bit of a trip there on Eve Davis. So it will be another free kick here at just about the midfield line for the Bulldogs. Coming over to take it, Zoe Blankard. Winding up. Setting up here at the box, the offensive players for the Bulldogs and the defenders for the Profs. This one sent deep into the box. The Profs trying to knock it down. Ball's up in the air for opportunity. This one's going to find the back of the net, and it's going to be a goal. Megan Lowers on that one, able to find the loose ball and put it into the back of the net. Bristol Pizzillo there comes out trying to get the loose ball as it's floating up in the air. Someone gets kind of in her way where she deflects it, and then the loose ball rolls right over to Megan Lowers. She's going to boot that one in, and the first goal allowed by the Rowan Profs this year is going to be the difference in this one, Justin.
It's just one of those things where the Profs look so good, but it's just all it takes to win a soccer game is that one lucky chance that you get presented. And for Adrian and for Lowers, she was just able to capitalize on it, and that is the difference.
And you go back to a few of the chances they had. We can't even stay away from regulation here in overtime.
Yeah,
a few really good chances there. We saw it was Pacetto driving in. Wasn't quite able to find the perfect cross. Great defense from Anderson there, selling out just to get the tackle and deflect the ball far enough away that the chance was averted. And we saw throughout this entire game where the Profs would take 10 or 15 minutes and just be all out on the attack, full aggression into the offensive zone. And we saw the Bulldogs kind of hang out, look for the counterattacks, wait for the Profs to overcommit before going back down the court or back down the pitch. And then you look at the Profs, we saw Nina Carlson do a great job of that same play where people are coming in too far. She's going to be the one with the run. And unfortunately for the Profs, in the end, it only took one mistake on defense. They didn't make a whole lot of defensive mistakes. They made a few on offense, but it took one defensive mistake to cost them this game.
And that's the difference. Just one mistake too many, and it's just unfortunate. But that's the way sports goes. All it takes is one mistake to end a game.
Just 55 seconds remained on the clock here in overtime. The Profs were able to hold out and get to the end of the period. Different story. However, they do not. It's Megan Lowers is going to be the hero of the game in this one. She nets the only goal in this 1-0 contest. A long overtime period, considering it almost went the distance. And at the end of the day, is Megan Lowers your player of the game in this one, or is she just the hero who won it all?
Not to take away from scoring such an important goal, but if we're looking at the player of the game, you cannot look past Taylor Fisher, the goalkeeper for Adrian, facing 18 shots from the Profs, saving 7 of them that were on target. Every time her number was called, she was there to make the save. So everybody likes to celebrate the hero winning goal, and I don't take away from her at all. I mean, you won the game for your team, but you wouldn't have been put in that position if your goalkeeper wasn't there to make every single save. I'm a bit of a goalkeeper fan, I love giving goalkeepers their due. it's the same thing with Pizzuto, you know. She called upon 10 times, 6 saves. Despite the loss, she looked incredible, but it's just the one difference maker. So personally, Taylor Fisher is my woman of the match.
And for me, you know, picking a Profs one, I'd say Nina Carlson definitely impressed me on the side of Rowan. She was showing up the whole game. She created a lot of opportunities, and the Profs weren't able to finish them, but she was definitely the one facilitating the offense today. The player of the game, I can't disagree with you here. I have to give it to Taylor Fisher, who was pressured from the first minute until the last 2 minutes in overtime. I think is when she probably was like, oh, I can finally win this, yeah.
Oh, just take a breath, take a second. But no, and going back to your point, yeah, my Profs woman of the match was Nina Carlson.
Yeah.
Every quality chance the Profs seemed to get started off the feet of Nina Carlson. It's just a shame that she would always find herself in a position where there were 3 Bulldog defenders closing in on her, so she couldn't make that final pass that would lead to a Profs goal. But everything quality for the Profs started from Nina Carlson. So she is my woman of the match for the Profs.
So one more time here from Glassboro. It took an overtime period, and the overtime period almost came to a close, but unfortunately for the Profs, the Bulldogs were able to strike first. And once again, that one off the foot of Megan Lowers. Here was 55 seconds left in overtime was the difference. So Lowers scores the winning goal. The Profs dropped this one 1-0. And with that said, they're going to fall to 2-1 here as Adrian will improve to 2-1 with the win. So that's going to do it for us here in the press box in Glassboro. My name is Paul Stanker Jr. For Justin Otero beside me, we're going to send things back to the WGLS studios where Caraguno and Jason Joseph should have post-game coverage for you. Thank you for listening to Rowan Radio, 89.7 WGLS FM.
Hope you have a lovely Labor Day.